Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Wednesday Night Storm, episode 32. We have a whole lot to get to today, and making his entrance is Pentagon, half of the world-renowned Lucha Brothers. And he is starting off today mostly because of this. This from last episode, Rey Fénix taking on Jimmy Uso in singles action, and Pentagon gets Rey Fénix intentionally, or I should say he intentionally disqualifies himself by getting involved during that match. So Jimmy Uso went on to take the win, but certainly not without some pain. So Jey Uso now is going to step up to take on Pentagon in singles action to start off tonight's episode. Jey Uso, half of the GAW World Tag Team Champions, and you can just hear the reaction of the fans toward Jey Uso. He is beloved among the fans, and with good reason. It's worth noting, by the way, that both of these men's partners, Rey Fénix and Jimmy Uso, have been barred from the arena tonight as these two go at it for this match. The Usos certainly have a chip on their shoulder concerning the Lucha Brothers, concerning all of Alpha, and we do have something to announce regarding Alpha here later on. But certainly, Jey Uso looking to put Pentagon in his place after his actions last week. Half of the tag team champions are in action to start off the show. We got one fall, 10-minute time limit here in this one. The fans very clearly behind the Usos, and now a great sling blade there by Pentagon into the double stomp. Pentagon getting things started off early here. The Usos have held the GAW Tag Team Championships since all the way back in episode 7 of GAW. They won it in the finals of the tag team title tournament. They beat the Lucha Brothers for that honor, and have since gone on to defend it against teams such as the Young Bucks. And now, here is Pentagon going for the first cover of the match. Easy kick out there from Jey Uso. Like I mentioned, both tag team partners of these men have been barred from the arena. So hopefully we will see an actual clean match here between these two, despite the animosity that exists between them, and that certainly is present. And this is the Lucha Brothers music, but this can't be Rey Fénix. He's been barred from the arena. This Uso has, I don't know if it's anyone. It is Rey Fénix. He's got a baseball bat, and there he is. Rey Fénix cracking Jey Uso over the head with the bat. Frankly, I don't know how the referee isn't disqualifying Pentagon immediately. Rey Fénix should be barred from the arena. He should not be allowed here, and now Canadian Destroyer from Pentagon. Absolutely disgusting. You can hear the crowd has gone silent, but Jey Uso still able to fight. I can't believe Pentagon didn't go for a cover after that Canadian Destroyer. Instead, he eats the DDT from Jey Uso, heroically trying to put up a fight here. Wow. I am questioning why Pentagon was not immediately disqualified after Rey Fénix got himself involved. Even if the referee didn't see the physical involvement, Rey Fénix is still not allowed in this arena. Pentagon now, Hurricane Rana. The Lucha Brothers have clearly aligned themselves with Alpha. If we had any doubts about it, then having Zeta get himself involved last week is certainly evidence of that point. Pentagon now back in the ring, and Uso hangs him up on the top rope. You got to do what you got to do. Uso, well, he looked like for a second he was going to grab that bat, thought better of it. Into the corner now, Pentagon. You can see Uso now bleeding, probably because of that bat shot, and now snap DDT onto Pentagon. Jey Uso somehow still managing to hang on in this match, despite the involvement of Rey Fénix. Uso looking really good right now, trying to make his brother proud after what happened to Jimmy last week. Uso now rolls over to the single leg crab. Pentagon very wisely hooks the bottom rope. And Uso now going up top. Pentagon is very much in range as Uso from the top rope. Here comes the Uso splash, and Pentagon got the knees up. Absolutely crucial reversal from Pentagon. Zero fear. And now Uso goes for the super kick. It's caught by Pentagon. The man in the mask just one step ahead of the tag team champion, probably because of that bat shot, and Uso is still fighting valiantly because of that. Uso now atomic drop. And Uso goes for the cover. Pentagon grabs the rope and the referee sees it. That was a powerful atomic drop. So, I mean, you got to wonder what the Lucha Brothers angle is here. What's their play? You know, if they are challenging for the tag team titles, doing it in this way, the constant disqualifications and attacks and all this, you know, I don't know if this is really the best way to go about it. Pentagon, it looked like he set up for a massive kick, and now Pentagon has Uso in trouble. Package pile driver onto Jey Uso. Pentagon, with the help of Rey Fenix, now has Uso in trouble. Far leg hooked, and Pentagon wins. With the help of Rey Fenix, Pentagon is able to get the pin on Jey Uso, who was never quite the same after that bat shot to the head. You do have to wonder what the goal is here for the Lucha Brothers, but I think it's fairly clear that the goal is probably to win the tag team titles at some point. At least that would be my assumption, but you know, you gotta question the methods, like I say. But hopefully we will get a sense of what the Lucha Brothers want, what Alpha wants. We know that we will see the world champion Aleister Black, Alpha's newest recruit, later on in the show. So maybe we'll learn some more there. But up next is Will Ospreay in his quest to take on Buddy Murphy. Making his way to the ring now is GAW's hottest rookie, Yun-Son Park. They call him the White Storm. This is a man who won the GAW Cruiserweight title in his first night in the company. And that is after losing his debut match. Just think about that. First night in the company, lose your debut, win the Cruiserweight title. That's what Yun-Son Park has done. And this guy, he seems to get better every single time he's in the ring. He seems to be more popular every single time he's in the ring. And why wouldn't he be? You know, given his story and what he's been able to do, and he stayed humble throughout the whole process. Yun-Son Park now looking to make an even bigger name for himself against a bona fide legend of the Cruiserweight division. That legend is Will Ospreay. Ospreay now, again, we have no confirmation from the Aerial Assassin if he does intend to follow Buddy Murphy's challenge, wherein he must win 4 consecutive matches, and if he loses one, he will never be able to challenge for the title again. We don't know if he's actually going to follow that, but it certainly seems like he's willing to face some of the best that GAW has to offer. He beat Suicide last episode, and now going one-on-one against the sensational rookie Yun-Son Park. We are going to see Will Ospreay in action, which is always a treat. One fall, 10-minute time limit in this context. Ospreay immediately tries to start off with a thrust kick, and Park wisely out of the way into a Hurricane Rana from Ospreay. This match has been as high-paced as I would have expected here early on. Ospreay using his improved strength with those kicks. And I mean, we mentioned it last episode in Ospreay's match against Suicide, but he certainly seems to have put on some weight here to help him compete. He is now, I would consider him one of the bigger cruiserweights in the division. You can see the size difference when compared to someone like Yun-Son Park. Park now going for the cover, far leg hooked, and Ospreay kicks out. So Ospreay now, I would consider him maybe one of the strongest cruiserweights in the company, and You know, I mean, you're talking about chasing down a guy like Buddy Murphy, who is known as a powerhouse of the cruiserweight division. Yun-Sun Park, beautiful flying knee strike there. Goes for the spinning back fist, harkening back to his MMA days. And Ospreay wisely gets the block up. Now single leg crab in the middle of the ring for Yun-Sun Park. Ospreay easily makes his way out of that submission hold. Park with the callback to his time, most notably in K1, where he was super welterweight champion. So he has been a champion everywhere he's been, from K1 to the GAW Academy, now to GAW, and Will Ospreay with the sliding elbow. Ospreay now going up top, shooting star press, and Yun-Sun Park gets the knees up. Smart there from the rookie. I think Park has earned the respect of a lot of people. Big boot into the corner. Ospreay had his bell rung by that one and is able to kick out still. Just in 2 minutes, this match has been absolutely tremendous. You know, these guys, they're known for, you know, all of the aerial moves and everything they do well, but to think this would be a catch-as-catch-can type of contest. Park now lining up through the bottom rope into the DDT. We saw him use that against Pac. It helped him turn the tide against the then cruiserweight champion. Will it do the same against this bona fide legend of the cruiserweight division? Will Ospreay has held the cruiserweight title for the third longest cumulative time. Over 1 year, the aerial assassin has been cruiserweight champion in this company. He is trailing only Rey Mysterio and Prince Puma / Ricochet. In terms of cumulative time with the belt, Park now going for the cover, and Ospreay still feeling the effects of that DDT. Just able to kick out at 2.5. This has been a tremendous match, wrestled specifically by the White Storm. It takes a Herculean effort to beat someone like Ospreay. And Will now showing his strength with the sit-out powerbomb, has the legs hooked, and Park able to kick out. The fans getting more and more into this match every second. Ospreay really has to go into his bag here against the White Storm. Gets the kick in, double underhooks locked. Ospreay has him up, and Stormbreaker from Ospreay. Aerial assassin hooks the leg. 2, 3. Ospreay has won. What a performance from the White Storm. You can see Ospreay lost his balance there, barely able to make his way to his feet. I mean, this was a 4.5 minute match, but even in that time, Yun-Sun Park gave Ospreay absolutely everything he could handle. This was a tremendous match from start to finish. And Park, he is earning my respect every time he steps in this ring more and more, and I think he's doing the same for the fans. But, you know, this win is about Will Ospreay, and the fact that this is now 2 men that he's beaten, 2 more, and he will satisfy Buddy Murphy's stipulation that Ospreay must win 4 matches in a row. And Ospreay, being the honorable man that he is certainly not, you know, going against nobodies here. I mean, you're talking about a former cruiserweight champion in Yun-Sun Park. You're talking about a former X Division champion in Suicide back when he was with TNA Impact. Will Ospreay is looking like maybe the most dangerous cruiserweight in the company. Coming up next is maybe the most dangerous man in the company, the world champion, Aleister Black.
When I say I have control of this company, I mean the world champion and the intercontinental champion have both moved into the age of alpha. You're about to see why my world champion is the greatest wrestler in the world. Next week, you'll see why my intercontinental champion is the second greatest wrestler in the world.
Now making his way out first, and, well, I mean, the fans said it, really. The Switchblade, this is the first time that we've seen Jay White since being pinned in the main event of Cyclone Denver. He is flanked, of course, by Ricky Steamboat and Blade. Switchblade Jay White, one of the most dishonorable men in the company, but that being said, he is still dangerous in the ring. His group is incredibly dangerous. And White, I think, there's no secret that Aleister Black does not respect Jay White, doesn't respect the Blade Runners, and has gone so far as to defect to Alpha to make sure that he beats them. So now Black will get his hands on Jay White one-on-one for the first time in about 15 episodes. And Black, interestingly, you can hear actually entering to his own music, which is something very unique. No other Alpha competitor that we've seen actually has entered to his original music that we've seen before, whether it's Ricochet, Matt Hardy, I suppose the Lucha Brothers, but they seem to be more proxy members, if anything, whereas Aleister Black, I think it's fairly safe to say, appears to be his own man. And here is Aleister. Who are those two men behind him? I don't know who these two men are behind. Look at Black. The absolutely sinister look in the eyes of Aleister Black. This is bone-chilling. Black as the GAW World Champion. And this, I'm really trying to get a look at these two men flanking him. I don't know who these people are. I can tell you that I don't want to be close to him. That's for damn sure. Black with the Alpha logo emblazoned on his back with a sinister mask. And he is the most powerful man in the company as the world champion. This is the first time that we will see him in action since he won that belt, and he will get to take revenge against Jay White, the man who allegedly pushed Aleister Black to defect to this group. Let's see what happens. So we can see there an angle of the two men standing in the corner of Aleister Black. And, I've asked my researchers to determine the identities of these two men, and the best they can come up with are two names. The bigger one in the mask. The best I can explain it is a mask that looks like from the Batman movie, Bane's mask, if you've ever seen that. That man apparently is named Hunter, and the other one that you saw on the bottom of your screen there is evidently named Hornet. I don't really care what their names are. I don't really want to get close to them. These look like two men that certainly maybe not the nicest of folk. I'm trying to find a decent way to put that. Not knowing these two gentlemen. And I do know Aleister Black, though, that's for sure, and I know that it takes a special kind of hatred to make Black give up his principles. And that certainly seems to be what he's done, given the respect that was shown to him from Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe basically anointing Aleister Black as the next big thing in the company. And Black goes and betrays him the way he did. It certainly takes a special kind of hatred to make him do it, and you can hear the fans certainly letting him know about that. Black now has turned his attention. Blade actually distracting the world champion, and it allows Jay White now from behind for the Olympic Slam. Say what you want about Aleister Black and what he's done, and whether or not the move should be respected. The man still is maybe the best wrestler in the company. While he didn't win the world championship under the best of circumstances, he certainly is world championship level contender. Jay White now with the slide in between the ropes with a baseball kick to Black, and it looks like Hornet there was distracting the referee, trying to pull the turnbuckle pad off. And it looks like he's lucky he didn't with Aleister Black in that corner. And White, look at this, Jay White looking to do the same. These are 6 men that have basically no morals when it comes to trying to win wrestling matches. And White now into the Northern Lights suplex, bridges in, and Black kick out before the ref can even count. That is the power of the world champ. White looks like he's going for the body slam, and Black now in for the DDT. Jay White, the switchblade, getting the strikes in, and White with the low blow. He got himself DQ'd. Jay White got himself disqualified from the match.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the United States Championship.
Well, folks, we've seen some stories here on tonight's episode of Wednesday Night Storm. Jay White intentionally disqualifying himself in a match against the world champion. I have no idea what the thinking is there for the switchblade. And maybe it's just to piss off Aleister Black even more. I really cannot, get into the potential mentality of the switchblade. So I guess we'll just have to see, but I can tell you from our sources in the back, Aleister Black is not happy about the result of that match. We will have a championship bout here in the main event of Wednesday Night Storm, but first we have this interview with the White Storm, Yun-Son Park. We caught up with him backstage after his match, and here's what he had to say.
I've told Will how much I respect him as a competitor and as a man. And as someone who's been in the ring with Buddy Murphy, I know the lengths he'll go to earn a cheap win. I know Will Ospreay will return the Cruiserweight Championship to its former glory, so I would be honored if I could help watch his back, because I know Buddy Murphy will be too afraid to face him man-to-man.
Well, when you hear that music, you know that something real is about to go down, and here is the first ever GAW United States champion, MMA legend herself, Rowdy Ronda Rousey, making her way to the ring. I do want to address real quickly that interview with the White Storm. It certainly seems like he respects Ospreay enough to offer to watch his back, and if you ask me, I think Ospreay will need it. Given what we've seen from the Blade Runners already tonight, seeing Jay White intentionally disqualify himself, I think Ospreay could use some help watching his back. So I hope that he accepts that offer from the White Storm. When it comes to this match, though, Ronda Rousey, as she is apt to do, without announcing it, just decided that she was going to have the first ever United States title defense in the history of GAW. So there you go. That's how Ronda Rousey does business. That match is the main event of tonight's Wednesday Night Storm. And no time limit here in this main event title match. Rousey immediately going for her MMA bag with a brutal takedown, double leg. Rousey, of course, is a pioneer in mixed martial arts, in the UFC in particular, and she has used that to essentially imply that she is better than everyone in GAW because of that MMA experience, which I'm not going to deny Rousey's impact on the sport of mixed martial arts. I mean, she is still maybe the biggest female star in the history of that company, one of the biggest stars in the history of the UFC, in the history of that sport. So I'm not going to deny what she's done, but I certainly don't think that entitles her to be acting like she is, the best of this company, that no one else is deserving. That being said, though, putting her title on the line like this, fairly discreetly with no real announcement, I do respect that, at least, from the Rowdy one. You can see the size and strength advantage that she possesses over Rosita. So that certainly gives her an advantage in this match. But Rosita has been in big matches herself. I mean, there's no doubt about that. She was in the U.S. title tournament. She was in a number one contenders match with Tegan Nox for Asuka's world title. She has been the number one contender for Asuka's world title. She holds the dubious honor of being the loser in the second quickest match in the history of the GAW women's division. Her record stood for a few months before Bianca Belair earned that, well, not really an honor, but she earned a place in the record book by losing to Asuka in 13 seconds at Nitro 9. By comparison, Rosita was basically in an Iron Man with Asuka at a minute 13 seconds. But every day is a new day in GAW, and I don't know what the hell Rosita was doing there. This is not the time to be taunting Ronda Rousey. I mean, no time is the time to be taunting Ronda Rousey. But like I said, every day is a new day in GAW. And, you know, anybody can beat anybody else on any given day. We've seen living proof of that earlier on this show. Yun-Son Park won the GAW Cruiserweight Championship in his first night after losing his first match. So, you know, anybody can beat anybody. And Rousey now looking to shut things down. Rear naked choke locked in on Rosita. That is cinched in deep. Again, Rousey, submission master, MMA expert, and Rosita just able to roll her over and get the elbows in. That was something I believe that Rousey probably learned from her Blue Bloods teammate, Shayna Baszler. Baszler, of course, uses the deadly Kirifuda clutch to great effect. Baszler also with an MMA background, and she is having her own issues right now with world champion Asuka. Single leg crab there, referee immediately signals for the rope break. Baszler has had her issues with Asuka, and of course we are following that. Baszler not here, curiously. Rosita now slides underneath. Rosita with a beautiful basement slide into the Rana. That's a risky move. We've seen her lose trying to perform that move, but now hooking the far leg of the champ, and Rousey gets the shoulder up. That was not an emphatic kick out there from the Rowdy one. Rousey now, look at this, kip up into the head scissors. Again, Rousey, for as great as she has been as a mixed martial artist, she has undergone some serious wrestling training. I mean, when you look at previous matches, she beat Bianca Belair with a sunset flip. She beat Lita with a Samoan drop. So she has not been resting on her laurels as an MMA professional, former UFC champion. As much credibility as that gives her. Rousey now into I don't know what kind of suplex that was. It showed serious strength from the Rowdy one. Rousey once again trying to get that boot in. Rosita keeps catching it. And Rosita doing very well so far to avoid, of course, the deadly armbar. The move that has put so many women away, both in the octagon and in the squared circle. But as much as I don't appreciate Rousey talking about the rest of the division as if they, are not worthy, given her experience, I do have to respect how much work she's put in on the mat, improving her wrestling skill every day. Rosita, look at that. Rosita actually removes the turnbuckle pad. This could be bad news for Ronda Rousey, but of course, Rousey is used to the cage. So she's used to something like this. Rosita looking for this baseball slide once again, and Rousey into the super kick. Into the super kick, Ronda Rousey plants Rosita, doesn't go for the pin, knows that the referee was otherwise occupied, and Rousey now flips Rosita over. She's got the arm. Rousey, armbar is in, and the referee immediately calls for the break, but Rosita's arm, it looked like, was bent backwards, and Rosita now in trouble. Rousey with the pin. Ronda Rousey retains. And I'm just putting together that last sequence. Rosita, once again, that basement slide into the Rana, that hurt her. That's how she lost to Tegan Nox. That's how she lost to Bianca Belair in her previous two matches. And Ronda Rousey used that to get on top. and finally lock in the armbar. But the referee very quickly signaled for a rope break. But what I saw was Rosita's arm bent backwards in a really ugly fashion. And so I think Ronda Rousey may not even have been going for a submission. I think maybe her entire goal there was to, as her hoodie says, tap, nap, or snap. And I think her goal there was to snap. I hope Rosita's okay. That's all I can say, because the amount of pain that you have to be in to be pinned in that scenario certainly is nothing to shake a stick at. I hope that Rosita is all right. Ronda Rousey has defended for the first time in the history of the company the United States title. Congratulations to the Rowdy one. And thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Wednesday Night Storm. We have so much more on the horizon that you will not want to miss any of. So, of course, subscribe so you can see all of it. You know how it goes.